Hi everyone, welcome back to Hime Hime Star. So today I'm doing a review on this amazing palette from Sugarpill. This is the Edward Scissorhands 25th anniversary palette. So it's in the cardboard packaging, and it is the same exact shape as the Sparkle Baby palette, and the only difference is between this one and the Sparkle Baby palette is instead of just 4 shades, there are 6. So on the front of this, there is a gorgeous graphic of the Edward Scissorhands, kind of the world. There's the castle and some of the garden sculptures, and as well the writing is in metallic silver. If you really like the movie, this packaging alone is just kind of a reason to get this, to be quite honest. So when you open it, there is the mirror along with these 6 eyeshadows on the inside. So I want to do some swatches on camera, but I might include some that I've taken off of my phone because I know sometimes my camera for filming doesn't show things up true to color. So just to be sure that you can really see these colors, I will include something else if they don't show up. So let's get into the swatches. So the first shade is called Home Sweet Home, and it is this really pretty pastel blue. So this is a color that I've really been wanting to get some form of a pastel blue for a very long time. I really love playing around with color in my makeup, but for some reason blue has always terrified me. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to look like some crazy old lady wearing blue eyeshadow, you know what I'm saying? So I always thought a pastel color would be a really good way to get me into actually wearing blue on my face. That's actually also why I bought the Sparkle Baby palette, because there is a really pretty frosty blue in this one. However, the blue in this one is less green compared to that one, and it is completely matte. So I hope you can see. I probably chose a kind of bad place to swatch. Anyways, that's Home Sweet Home, and it is really pretty, but I think that this is one of those shades that you really should use a white base with. I used it on my eyes today without a base, and it was okay, but I did use a sponge tip applicator to really build it up instead of using a brush, because if I use a brush, I know it would not really stay on unless I use something like Fix Plus, or again, like I said, a white primer or a white base. So the next color is called Ice Angel, and this one is honestly one of my favorite colors in the entire palette. When I was looking at the palette online before it was actually released, I kind of had a different idea of what this would look like, so I'm not disappointed at all. It's just different than what I thought it would be. On the website, it's described as a silvery white with iridescent blue, and so in my mind, I thought it was going to be kind of duochromatic, which it's not really duochromatic, but there is that sheen of that kind of bluish lavender color, and it's very, very pretty, and I wanted to use it as a highlight on my face. That's why I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing, but it's a little bit too pale for me actually, which is crazy because usually white would be kind of, you know. But anyways, so that is Home Sweet Home right there. I will have to include a video because there is no way that you will be able to see this gorgeous sheen that is on this color. It's really, really pretty. I love it. I don't really think you need to use a white base with this one. It seems a little bit more, it seems to show up a little bit more than Home Sweet Home does. But again, it might be just the shimmer that is helping with that. But yeah, it's really pretty. It's not super shimmery though. If you compare it to some of the eyeshadows, for example, from the Sparkle Baby palette, these are super shimmery in your face. There's no color in this entire Edward Scissorhands palette that is super shimmery like that. They're more like satin finishes. So again, kind of a satin finish, but with a bluish purple reflect to it. So the next shade is the Inventor. This one is described as a creamy metallic gunmetal, and I'm trying to show you if you can see. It is shimmery, but I wouldn't really say it's metallic. It has a shimmer, but it doesn't look very metallic, if that makes sense. I don't know. It doesn't seem to have as intense of a shimmer as I would expect something described as metallic to be. But I actually really like it. I've used it in my crease today. I really don't care if I have shimmer in my crease, to be quite honest, so it doesn't bother me. But I think it's, you know, it's a really cool color. I also want to say I used all of these colors on my eye makeup today. That's pretty much all that my eyeshadow is. So yeah, if you're wondering how they look on, this is how they look on. So the first color is Suburbia. And on the website, it is described as a flirty matte coral and doubles as a blush shade. And I gotta say, this is an amazing blush shade. I actually have it on my cheeks right now. I actually layered it over Kitten Parade from the Sparkle Baby palette just so I have a little bit of glow going on. I also have a little bit of glow going on because it's the end of the day. But anyways, so this is what Suburbia looks like, and it is gorgeous, and if you've watched the movie, of course, you know that all these really pastel shades are just like the color of the neighborhood. So I really like this color, and I don't have anything like this. If you have the electric palette, I can't remember what the shade is called off the top of my head, but there is a very bright red orange color. This is like a pale version of that. So it's really a really unique color. It's really interesting as a blush too. It's not too orange that it's like you're wearing an orange blush, although I do love that look. It's still a very, really pretty coral, and it is matte. And again, I think this is one that you might want to use a white base with, but if you're using it on your cheeks as a blush, I don't really think you need to do that. As a blush though, I don't know how well this would work on deeper skin tones. Maybe if you are light to medium, but I think medium to dark, it probably would not show up as a blush, or it would look really ashy. So the next color is called Heart-Shaped Cookie, and can I just talk about like how cute this name is? Like, I don't know, I just instantly think about that scene where there's like the machines and they're just stamping out the cookies, and it's just so cute. So I think the name alone is just adorable. So this color is right there, if you can see it. It's pretty much my skin tone, but it's not that it's not pigmented, it's just that it is literally so close to my skin tone. It's described on the website as a soft matte brown, the perfect blending shade, and I used it to blend out actually a little bit in my crease today, but it's not really something like that's going to add depth to your crease, at least if you're my skin tone. If you're a lot fairer than me, which is possible, believe it or not, you might find this as a really nice crease color, but for me, it's not really a crease color. It's more just something that if I have a hard time blending something out, I can go in with this and it won't really add anything to the look. It will just help with blending. So that is really good for that. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, when I was looking at this palette online before I bought it, I thought it would be a little bit deeper, and it's way lighter than I thought it would be, which isn't bad at all. It's a little bit too dark for me to use under my brow bone, but it's not something that's detectable if I use it in my crease or on my lid, if that makes sense. So the last color is called Castle on the Hill, and it is described as a deep stone brown, the color of a castle's deteriorating exterior. And this is what it looks like, and it is a very nice deep brown, but to me it kind of has like a little bit of like a plumminess to it, which is actually, I think, really cool. It's not just your typical deep brown. And again, this one is a matte finish. Oh, by the way, all these swatches on my arms are without a primer, so this is what it would look like without a primer. You're welcome. It's a really nice color. I wouldn't use this in my crease directly just because I think that would be a little bit too severe unless I'm doing something really smoky, but I really do like using this on the outer corners. Yesterday I was wearing actually pretty much the entire bottom row on my eyelids, and then I used a little bit of Kitten Parade from the Sparkle Baby palette on my inner corners, and that was a really, really cool look. So I would just use this one on kind of like the outer corners and blend it slowly into my crease. But again, it just depends on how dramatic of a look you want. Overall, I think that this is a really unique palette, especially from Sugarpill, who usually just does only, you know, bright colors. You know, you have more of a neutral, like this is the closest that Sugarpill will probably get to a neutral palette. And I do like that the colors that they included in here are really unique, and the actual colors, you know what I'm saying, the ones that are not like neutral. And I think that if you took these two out, you would actually have a very nice neutral palette that you could easily use every day. If you like Edward Scissorhands and you're also looking for something that's slightly neutral palette but you can still play around with, this would be a really good option for you. And overall, the quality is amazing as always from Sugarpill, and basically, if you're a makeup collector, you like Edward Scissorhands, get this. If you don't really care about too many of the colors and you just want it for the Edward Scissorhands, I mean, by all means, I'm not stopping you. I like how, unlike other Sugarpill palettes, you can really use this for your entire eye look. Like, you don't really need to go to other palettes for, which is really something different from them. I'm sorry, this is like probably such a scatterbrained review, so I hope that this helped, and I hope that you get a chance to check this out if you want it. I'm a huge fan of that movie. It's probably in my top like 5 movies, I want to say, and yeah, so I really needed to get this. It literally, the day it released, I was up at like, well, it released 10 p.m. my time, but I was up and I was staying next to my computer just waiting to get it, and I got it, and I'm so happy. So yeah, if you really want to get this, definitely check out their website, because I believe that they have a mailing list or something for when it releases next time, just so that you don't miss it, because it did sell out so quickly this time around. Oh, I forgot to mention, this entire palette is vegan and cruelty-free, which is amazing. Sugarpill has impressed me yet again with the quality of these eyeshadows and the colors. I love it. to me, this gives me excuses to play around with blue more and to definitely play around with that coral. Oh my god, as a blush. Can we just talk about, like, it just looks so good. I like it. But anyways, I hope that this review helped. I'm sorry, I'm so, like, scatterbrained today. So, but yeah, I did want to get this up really fast, so that's why it's kind of, you know. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in a later video. Bye!